Okay, so in yesterday's meeting that was on Saturday, most of the things were covered apart from SQL and DuckDB. If there is some on server, let us say we have some database and you want to make a connection with that database. So if I just search for that database file is not present on your local machine, it is there on some server. Okay, so this is the syntax for that, which is the server, then who is the user, and then password as well, and then uh, where is the host, and these details. If I open this, earlier there was one or two websites which had DB strings I was able to find, but right now I am not able to find them. Okay, this requires to
Sir, are you speaking something? Your voice is not here.
is right now we have guest user, and after that it is password. Bhavna, you want to see something?
Yes, sir, your voice is not. Sometimes it's going.
Is it better?
No, sir.
Ritvik, is my voice audible to you?
It is it is slightly low. It is. I'm on a different kind of system as well, no? So it is probably higher for me, but it is a little low.
Okay, what about now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Much better.
Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying was, we have to tell where the database is located, which is this is the part where we tell that it is located at this place. Okay, and then we also need to provide the password for connecting. So this relational is the password. Then we are connecting it as a guest user. So this database. Uh, this one is a publicly available database somewhere.
So what we doing, sir? We
Okay.
take
Yeah.
some database from the internet.
We have some database which is not present on our local machine, and we want to connect it to that database.
Okay. So every
Yeah.
time we doing SQL queries like DuckDB and SQL.
Yes. Once we'll connect it to that database, then we'll also run some queries.
Okay.
Okay.
remote connection is not using DuckDB. We are using some other method, like we are using SQL Alchemy, and only to query we are using DuckDB SQL feature.
For making connection, we are using SQL Alchemy.
Then how to find the again? Can you explain these things?
Yeah. So how I ended up going to that page. So this you are able to see over here, right? This is a SQL database connection string. Okay. Okay. So this is the host name. Host name is this database is present somewhere over here. Oh, okay. So we are trying to connect to a database which is present here, and that too on which port? It is on 3000. Can you please mute? I'm getting echo. Okay, yeah. So this is the default port for MySQL connection. So let us try to 3306 is the one. Does it show something? I don't think I will be able to open it in. Okay, so generally what used to happen is, let us say you have some server which is hosting a database, and that database, okay, so this is that host, and this is the port number. Okay, so generally we used to have something like this: local host 3306, right? So what does this tell is that so your local host means this is the machine, and then the port number is on this particular port you can find. So this is how some of the applications we used to run on our local machine, and that you would have done in project one, right? All of you have hosted some service somewhere on either on render, which have some host and port mapping, all those things. In your fast API application, what you used to do, app dot run something like this, and then host is equal to generally you used to do 0.0.0. That is for all the uh, everything on internet can access it. Okay, and then which port you want to open. I think this is how you used to do 3306, right? But over there we were serving a application which was for answering discourse queries, right? So okay, right now I am not able to reach to this particular thing. That is because maybe I cannot open it in browser. But similar to that, now what we are doing is on this particular host, we have a database hosted on port 3000, 3306, 3306. Now, this is a remote host because if you remember, render is a remote host, so it is not connected to your local machine. Versel is also a remote host. So similarly, this is a remote host, and this is a port on that particular host. Now, what you want to do is you want to connect to that database which is on this host and this port. Till here, everyone is able to follow me, right? Yes, no.
Yeah, so we are just seeing the URL and contrasting between how localhost and the remote host URL is similar, and like the domain name is the server, or like the IP address map, right? And the other thing which we are giving after colon is the port. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on that computer, which application is running. So 3306 must be for DB, right? And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for other
So
kind of application, it may have some other port. So there could be multiple applications listening on different ports.
Yes, that is correct. So generally, this connection string, it used to have information about. So okay, you have some database that is hosted somewhere, right? Similar to your render application. But now, when you want to connect to that database, generally you need um, username and password. And can anyone tell me why you need username and password? Because earlier we did not. Uh,
Because
we
you do not, because on our system we only can access, right? Because our system has a firewall and everything, so nobody outside can access without our permission, right? Without our say so, unless they break our system. But in case of this endpoint, it is publicly available, so anybody can access, make changes to the database directly. So if they want, they can just delete all the data, and then we do not
Yes.
have any way to recover it, right? So that's why we need controlled access. So even folks who develop ERP systems, na, they do not give you, if you by chance ask them that will you give us database access, they assume that we are asking that to give the actual database access, which no one will give because they are also responsible for data security.
Yeah, that's correct. So that is this is username and password is for particularly security, and these usernames, they might have certain permissions. They might have some restrictions. You can only read something from the database. You cannot write anything out to our database. So those things are also there. Okay. And then which database you are trying to connect to. So on this particular port, there could be multiple databases that are present. So out of those databases, we are trying to connect to stats database. Okay. So right now we have mentioned that this is the host that we want to connect to. And then this whole thing is a host. Then on that, this is the database that we want to connect. And then we are giving password over here, then user over here, and then this is just what kind of database it is. Okay.
Sir, excuse me. Here we
Yes.
do not require any type of key, something like that, to access that database. Sir.
No, we are using password, right? Username and password.
I see. That
This
will
is a
do.
publicly available database. Okay.
No, we are also giving which database we want to access, right?
Yes, yes. We are also mentioning which database we want to access. So this is the database. Stats database is what we want to access. There might be multiple database at which are available at our location.
Sir, you're not audible, sir.
Yeah, you're not audible.
Sir, for about 2-3 minutes you are cut off, sir. You are not. We couldn't hear you.
Okay, 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 okay. So yeah, I was going to ask GPT, how can we specify port as well? Because in the example that we have, it is using default port. That's why we haven't provided anything, right? Let me ask, how can we specify a port in DB connection string? Okay, so just put it like this. So this is okay. This is general way we used to do in that is 3306. Okay, let's now try to
Uh,
start. Yeah,
Here
yeah.
we are trying to load external database in our system.
Yes, yes. It is hosted somewhere remotely, and I'm doing it in Colab, which have no connection with my local system, right?
Okay, okay.
Colab is a separate containerized
Yeah, yeah.
application. Okay. I can even have database hosted on my local machine. In that case, I will have to use local host instead of whatever host we have mentioned right now.
If we have database in our system, like we create, then
Yeah,
what we
if you
have to
have
do?
database in your system, then use local host or whatever port number you have hosted it on, 127.0.0.1 or whatever.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
Yes,
today are we doing geospatial analysis?
geospatial analysis. Was not that covered in yesterday's session? Because that's what I got to know about. Ritik Roshan Moria, he told me about that. Bhavna, were you there in yesterday's session?
No, sir. But sir, explain. I'm listening. Geospatial.
I think lat
It is
long question.
very easy. Like
If you're saying the lat long question, then it was discussed definitely.
Okay, okay. Okay. What he told me was to discuss SQL and DuckDB and other things he covered.
these things are important. Other things I already done.
Okay, I will try to discuss that as well. Okay, if it will be possible, or otherwise in next week we'll discuss. And next week we'll try to not keep sessions near quiz one. Okay, we might shift it to Thursday or Tuesday or something like that, so that sessions are not on Saturday and Sunday. Okay.
So for ROE,
No, no, no. For quiz one itself.
for TDS there is no quiz one, na?
No, no. You have quiz one for other subjects. So that's why if you are planning to have session on Tuesday or Thursday, we won't be
Okay,
having any session on Saturday or Sunday.
okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let's now try to connect to this database. Okay, I need to install something as well. Okay, this is how you can run bash commands. You just need to put a exclamation marker and then whatever command you want to run. Let's say if you want to run curl command with the post method and then some URL you want to hit. Okay, so this is how you can do, and then example.com. Then you want to give something in body. So name is Shivraj or something, whatever. Okay. So this is how you can run these commands. But I just wanted to install MySQL, so let's get reverted back. Okay. Now let's try to connect it again.
So what we install Python SQL.
Yeah, MySQL is the library that is required to connect to this database.
So can you little bit zoom your screen?
Okay. Okay, it was a connection timeout error, and that was while cannot connect to my. Okay, what if I remove port number because this was the original one? Cannot connect to SQL database name or service not known. Maybe this database which was mentioned over here now have
The spelling is incorrect, I guess.
or is it?
Go down where the error message was coming. Yeah, db.relational data.
Oh,
Relational, it's not relational, it's relational.
RELETIONL. Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay.
Hmm.
Raised for the database operation not necessarily under the control of the programmer. Guest RELTIONL relational if the read relational database starts .org. Okay, it has problem with the database itself. Oh, let me find out some publicly available database if we can. Provides a testing service for the latest, sometimes even development version of the. Over here, I have to create a.
We could also connect, like we could also create a database, right?
Yes, I can create. I mean, I already have one database that is one Superbase, and which is
If
being.
it is a dummy database, then you can use.
No, no, it have details about the discrepancies of students.
Please do not connect with that.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I don't want to reveal password for that. Otherwise, I will have to change it immediately
Mm-hmm.
if I use that.
True.
Can I create a new database on Versel? Let me see. I don't know if they have a limit of one database only.
In Superbase, you can create almost, I think, any number of database as long as we have different project, right? Because if in one project we can only create two.
In one project, we can create two. Is it?
Yes, only two. I tried creating more, but then it was telling me to upgrade to $20 plan.
Okay, okay. But if you have multiple different projects, you can create as many you want. Is it?
Yes, yes. So because they are associating a project with an organization
Okay.
in their billing logic.
Okay, got it. What was the way to?
Sir, you cannot access Google databases, sir.
If it is publicly available, I can. If I mean, I need user and password details, right? Without that, I
I
cannot
see.
access.
Okay.
Is it publicly available?
No, I do not know, sir.
This is that old one, right? I guess so. I just have one table, and I guess okay. Let me see if yeah. Now, if I use password, that is for this particular. No, I don't want to use this one. Is it necessary? I need to do this. Okay, let me use this. Okay, their free plan will give me this much CPU. This is the RAM that they will give me.
Yeah, the free plan is still very good, right?
Can you please repeat?
The free plan is very good for like if you want to build a proof of concept or something.
Yes, their free plan is very good, yeah, and it have a pretty good resource as well. 512 MBs is good enough.
I'll give you one more resource. Okay, there is also something called Convex.
Convex, I'm not aware of. Okay, now we have created one database, and let's do some integration with it. I'm not sure. Maybe in project settings, I can get the information about how to about the password and all those things.
If I remember correctly, Convex provides you 20 databases from the free plan.
Oh, that is great. 20 is good.
Project limit is 20. Maximum projects per team is 20, and 1 to 6 developers can be in one team in the free plan.
Okay.
Do check it out. I used it for something which I don't remember exactly, but I used it a while back.
Okay, I need a stronger password. This is also not a stronger password. Let me use name of my bottle.
Decide your name with a number or something. That should be enough, I guess.
Yeah, this is strong enough. And now one thing I can do is I can just open their documentation and connect. But let me, connection string has moved. You can find project connect details by clicking on the connect button. Okay, this is the connect button. Oh yeah, this is where I can find it. All right. Let me copy this and paste it over here. And yeah, I just need to replace it with my password and I should be able to connect. And let's try to connect it to the new database that we have. Okay, but this database, we don't have any table over here in the table editor. Right now, we don't have any table. So, and a database is there. So what is the name of the database? It is just PostGres. Okay, this is name of the database. And as we saw, this is port number. And then this is the host, not this one. This is host. And then this is my password. And the user that is trying to connect it is Postgres. Okay. So now let's try to connect, and we don't have any table, so we won't be able to run this query, but we can create one table.
So the password was in the URL string, huh?
Created it, and let us see it have name as well, and just a string. Okay, string is not there. Maybe varchar. Yeah. So there are multiple different data types. Like in Python, we have different data types. Over here also we have different data type. One is int2, int4, then int8. These are for integers, and then these are for floats. You can even store JSON as well. And then if you want to store JSON in binary format, this is how you can store that. Then text data you can store. Then universal unique identifier data, I don't know what is that. And then there was way to store byte 64 images as well, something like that. Okay, so let me create this database, and right now we don't have anything over here. Okay, and let's insert something in there. So this will be automatically generated, and your time zone will be automatically applied. I guess I don't need that as well. I just type gibberish. This is to denote, I guess, when this particular row was created. Okay, it gets the time over here, and this machine, with this Superbase database that is running on some machine, it will, it might have some other timestamp. That is because it was created in. Let me check what was the. Okay, these are already existing ones. I guess it uses US timestamp or something like that. Okay, now let's try to pull it in here. If I want to see everything from this test table, then what I can do is select star indicates everything from the name of the table, which is TST. also was not able to connection at this particular board number. Is this running on host and it's okay? Maybe it have got something to do with the connections. Okay, I need this so that I can connect it to that one. So, okay, let us see what are the other ways we can connect to our database.
You really wanted DB, right?
This is the one way, and last time we copied that one, and this time it is on AWS. I guess this would work because it is compatible with IPv4. So let's try this URL. Okay, there is something wrong.
Why was this URL not working?
Relation test does not exist. Okay, this time we haven't got connection timeout error or something like that. So I think that was we are able to connect to the database. Okay, let us ask how to print how do I SQL query for getting names for all the tables of a database. I have connection string. That was PostgreSQL. Tables using New York stats. After creating the engine, we use inspector and get tables. Okay, this is how we can get. Let's try this out. Okay, we have test table over there, but we are not able to. Okay, now you are able to see that this test table is there. It is able to identify the table. That means we are able to connect because on here we don't have a direct connection to the database, but this way we can connect. Okay, that is what the state is.
No, we can't see any more.
It is long, not long-lived. There would be some difference between these two. This is for persistence. If you change anything, then this is for persistent, but this may not be persistent. Over sessions. So now undefined table. What is this table then? The error relation test does not exist. It's that the table you are trying to query test was not found in the database. Looking at the output of the previous cell, the table test with capital T table are often case sensitive depending on table configuration. I will correct the query to use. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. It have used these double quotes over here. Okay, that is the only difference that it have made. So now we have successfully been able to connect to this particular database, which is hosted on Superbase, and we are able to retrieve something out of it. Okay. Anyone wants to ask anything over here?
So what you do, can you again repeat everything?
And now that we're not getting any errors, you can repeat.
Sorry, I lost you in between. Could you please repeat?
So can you repeat these things again? Just a quick what you
Yeah,
do.
yeah, sure. Okay, what I did was I first created one database on Versel, and it allows you to create Superbase databases. Okay, you can just search, create Superbase project Versel, something like this, and after one or two URLs, you will be able to find. I guess this is the one which I visited, or maybe the other one. I'm not sure. What was there on this page? Okay, this is fine. I created the Superbase database. Once I created the database, if I go over here and if I go over here, this shows this connect button. Okay, if I go to this button and then don't look for this IPv4 compatible. This is just for trying. Okay, if you use this, it is persistent for long lived connections. Okay, those running on, if you are running it on virtual machine, that is, if you want to make connection only once, and if you want to use it, then use this. Okay, let us say you are doing multiple updates, then use this one. And if it doesn't matter for you, if long lives lived connections, so there is some limitation might be there. These many connections you can make to the database, because connections might be, but this one is stateless. So every time you query something, you have to make the connection. Okay, you add something to database, you have to make the connection. So connection is not uh, permanent. It is that connection that is being made is for very short time. Data is permanent. Whatever you put into the database using the connection, it is permanent. But this connection string is not permanent. If you so this connection string you will have to generate again. Okay. So you will have to connect multiple times. So create engine, something like that. You will have to do it multiple times. So this is something you can use, and this other one, this is also you can use. This is only recommended as an alternative when connecting via a IP. I don't know what that means. Okay. So we looked for the password, and after that we got the. So I reset the password. Okay. Because I did not knew what was the earlier password. So I went to settings over here, and then I went to, I guess, authentication or maybe database. And then what was the way to reset password? Yeah, this is over here. I changed the password, and that password I copied over here as well. Then I got this connection string by connecting on the connect button. This was over here. That is suggested by this guy itself. So this is where I can go, and then I can get the connection string. Once I get the connection string, I can actually connect to this database, and I got. I looked up for what is there in the test table. Okay. Hello. Bhavna, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ritvik, you were also trying to see something, right?
This only you were asking, right? Why did you like change the URL? So you have told why. Because of the because we are wanting to we want some IPv4 compatibility or something, right?
Yes. We want some IPv4 compatibility.
So
Otherwise,
we will use the session one instead of the persistent one.
yes, that is because if you want to use the persistent one, it charges you something. I guess if I do add on, so this one use connection puller or IPv4. I guess this is not available. If I want to use IPv, I mean there are multiple ways to connect to IPv4, IPv6. This was one way we connected to it. Okay. Okay, now this was about connecting to a remote database. And I was thinking to use this notebook to demonstrate, but now we are not able to connect to this database which is present. And I cannot run these queries which was over here because these queries are assuming that we have some data in our database. So I will have to first populate the database. Instead of that, let's go to W3 schools and try something over there. Okay, this was just select. So this is your database. Okay, in your database you have these tables. Customers is one table, then categories is another table, employees, order details. And if I just click on one of these tables, it will show what is there in that table. Okay. So select is for select star is for everything. You select all every row and every column from that table. Okay, and then this is the name of the table. This is very basic query. Now let's go to where statement. Now where what used to do is this is for filtering. So let us say you have this suppliers table. Okay, there is only 3 records. So let's go to some table which have a lot of records in there. Yeah, we can use this one. And let us say if you want to identify which were the orders that were completed by a particular employee. And I guess employees detail we can get it from here. Okay, now let me just get it from by using employee ID for now. Employee ID is equal to let's say 5. and now it gets information about these were the people, these were the customers which were served by this particular employee. Okay, but now let's say we don't have employee ID, we just have their name. For example, this one. Then what do? We don't have. We have this orders as a separate table, and we have employees as a separate table. Then in that case, how? So in here in order table we have order ID. This was the customer who made this order, and this was the employee who served that order. And this is another table that we have. And now I want to. What I want to do is I want to, for this particular person, Andrew Fuller, I want to get information from orders table. I want to get the information about which all customers they serve. Okay. How do I do that? Anyone wanted to mention about something?
Pardon? You get orders from which customer?
Yeah, okay. We get orders that are served by Andrew Fuller.
Okay.
Yeah. Any ideas how we can do that?
Select all from employees where first name equals Andrew.
Okay, employees where first name is equal to Andrew, and then okay, let's also put a condition on a last name. If I use end, that is you are also familiar with Python end, so I don't
Yes.
have to explain it much.
Fuller.
Okay, that will get us information about who is that employee. And now what I want to do, what I have to do if I want to get all the orders for that are served by Andrew Fuller.
We need to check the columns of orders. Like what
Employee
information.
ID is common between these two tables.
Okay, yeah. So what I can do is, I guess, I just use employee ID over here, and let us see what it gets. Yeah, employee ID is common between these two. And
Yes, yes.
if I do select a star from what is name of that table? Orders, right? Where
If there's a field employee ID, we can match it.
yeah. Okay,
Other
this.
name, employee ID.
Employee ID.
Where employee ID, where.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Ritvik. So these are the people who were served by this particular employee. Okay, what do you call this? Right now we have used two queries. So what do you call this? What is this query? This is called subquery, and then this is the this is another query, you can see. This is for selecting that, and you are able to understand what is logically structured, right? This subquery gets us the ID of the employee, and then we are getting all the orders from the orders table. Okay. Anyone wanted to ask anything over here? All right. Okay. 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 Anyone?
Also, I do not remember this, but can we within an SQL statement the time, because I think there was some way of having these nested queries structured in a way in which they could be used in a more clean fashion, like certain
Something
the
like
reward
temporary view or something like that.
temporary view or something like that.
Oh yeah, there was. It was much more cleaner. So
That was
this,
much more clean.
yeah, yeah. So this one you can store it in some uh, temporary view. Okay. Okay, but now, okay. do you guys know about what is joins in SQL? So there is some this. Okay, these bits we will get back to order by what that is. Basically, it order. Okay, let's do it over here as well. Now let's say you want to sort it based on the date. Now how do you do this? So this is part of the subquery. Okay, and that after where condition you can put that order by. Is it order space by? Yeah. Then order date. Yeah, 725, 8, 9, 8, 14. Okay, yeah, now it have sorted on order date. This is for sorting it, but there is something called joins. How can I do this? How can I achieve the same using SQL joins? Anyone want to mention about SQL joins? What that are and how we can use that? Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so as Bhavna mentioned that these two things, employee ID is common between orders table and employees table. So we can actually do a join on those two tables. So there are multiple different types of joins. This is inner join, returns the record that may match in both the tables. So in that, what needs to happen is this employee ID must match in both of these tables. Let us say this employee ID. Let us say there are multiple. If I just use entry, what happens? Let us see. It could be that same first name, two different person can have. Okay, no, there is just one person with this name.
In large data sets, you have a problem that a lot of people have the same name.
Yeah, that is correct. But I'm just showing you the usage of subqueries. But yes, that is correct. In large database sets, the same first name and same last name could be there. Select the product ID. It is okay. I mean, inner join is a very easy one. It looks for employee ID in both of these tables if it is there. So let's first do this. Select and let's use star from the first table, and then the name of the second table, and then what is the condition that we want to join on. So we want to join employees table. Okay. And then I guess it is okay. Not end. It should be inner join. That is IN and ERJOIN. Does it have to be like this? No. We will see. And what is the condition? It should be in the employees table, inner join, and then name of the table. Sorry, yeah. Orders is the name of the table, and then from orders I want employee ID. And that employee ID must be equal to employee ID from employees table. Yeah, now we have got this. So now we are getting from these two different tables. So we are getting last name, first name. For now, I will just store it here, and let's have a look at what is there in the employees table. So we have employee ID, last name, first name, birth date, and photo and notes. And what is there in this one? We have order ID as well, then customer ID as well. All these extra details are there, which is coming from the orders table. Now, instead of selecting star, I can just select customer ID. Okay, this will do the equivalent job. Getting all the customers, that is okay. We don't have any conditions over here. Where, okay, this is just to join, and then I will have to use fair condition again. Okay, that so basically these joins are to join multiple different tables based on some properties that is common between those two tables. Okay. Yeah. Anyone wanted to ask something about that join, inner join that we just did?
So joins are something we'll have to do. Right? Can you show that?
Joins are something that you will have to do. Like it depends on the scenario if you have to do it or not.
Can you show the join syntax that you wrote? Actually, I was doing something else.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you did an inner join, huh?
Yes, I did an inner join. So this is the first table, and then this is the second table. These are the two tables which we want to connect. And what is the common property that we want to connect on is their employee ID must match. Okay, so that we get the information about all the orders that is being served by. I mean, we get the map of employee ID, employee name, and then order details as well. So let's just select a star as of now. And we get from both table we are getting. These two are coming from orders table. These four are coming from these 4 or 5 are coming from employees table. Okay.
The inner join was the common thing, right? Between the two, like the intersection part.
What was the common?
The what is the Venn diagram for inner join?
Yeah, sure. I will just show you. Yeah, it is common between both of them.
Yeah, like intersection.
Intersection. Now left join is from the left table, which is table 1. You get everything, even if it is not there in the right table. Let us say some employee ID could be there in the employees table, but they did not handle any order. In that case, okay, yeah, let's. Then in that case, those employees will also be there. But in this one, if they have handled some order, if they handled at least one order, then only uh, their information will be present in this in the list of employees, right? If I do distinct of employees. Okay, let me just copy it from here. Okay, yeah. So these are the 9 employee IDs that are that they have served something. And let me just try to see if there is some employee who did not do a single order. Okay, yeah. So this 10th guy, they did not do a single order. Okay, but so right now their information is not present in the records that we have fetched. But let us say we want to keep their information as well. Then what we do is we use something called a left join or right join. Left join and right join, they are not different from each other. It's just that where you put the table. If you put table 2 here and then table 1 over here, then it becomes left join. So they are not different from each other. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to retain everything from employees table. So I will put employees, and right now you can say that, see that this employees is okay. Let me first put the statement over here, right join. Now we have put the statement. This is at the left side of the table. So employees is at the left side of the table, and we want to retain employees. So we want to keep the information about every employee. So employee ID 10 also we want it to be present. So because this employees is towards the left, that's why I will be using left over here instead of right. Okay. And now if I run, I get all the employee IDs. And if I just remove distinct employees and put a star over here, then somewhere 10 would be there. Okay, yeah, this is the 10th guy. They don't have any order ID, any customer ID because they did not serve a single order. Okay. And if I change the location of these two tables, if I put employee here, order here, and if I make it right, it will produce same result. Okay, so this also have, I guess this is employee ID, the third column. Yeah, right now the column number have changed, but it have the same details. This also doesn't have any of these two things. Okay, that was about SQL joins. Then full join is you get everything from the both of the two tables. This have this whole part. What is self join? Okay, that is if you want to join the table with itself. So you put two conditions, then you let us say you want to get the information about all the customers that have same city as customer name Alfred is this thing. Okay, so if you want to get so first you need to get the city for this person, and then you want to look for all the other people who have same city. So in that case you can use something like self join, which have this syntax. Okay, that is for the
What do we do in self join?
yeah. Okay, let us say you want to get the information about all the customers who shares who have same city as this customer. Okay, in that case, you can use self join. You use table 1 and you name it as T1. You use table 1, you name it as T2, and then you put a where condition. Okay, let me show you how. Oh, I closed a tab.
So, okay, say I want details of a customer basis details of another customer. Huh?
Yeah, you want to get the details of another customer based on one customer. Let us say you want to get the details about who are sharing the same city with this person. Okay, with customer ID 1.
Okay.
You
So,
want to know
for
who
example,
are.
I identify like a bunch of people who are having certain set of attributes, and then I want to identify all such people in the entire set.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a marketing application.
I mean, I don't know where how it will be used in practice, but yeah,
In social media or other marketing, right? You can identify a cohort which is getting more response, and then basis that you can identify certain attributes, and then you will target only people with those attributes while you're refining your ad campaigns, right?
yeah. Okay, that was about these joins. Then let's move with order by. I just showed you. Then update is to update the table. Right now we won't be dealing with updating, deleting, all those things. We just want to select something from the existing tables. We don't want to insert anything to the table. Right now we just want to select something. So this is select top. This allows you to select top 3 records. Let us say you want to select top 3 customers. What is there in the customer table? Let's first have a look. Okay, this is there in the customer table. Let's get something, some table which have information about yeah, order date. It is a, what you call, ordinal variable. So this one, let's first do order by on the date, and then we get top 3 from there. Oh, this does not have anything. Okay, that is a different table. And this gets us top 3 is 4. Okay, if I change it to 2, then does it get 2? Okay, that gets 2. If I change it to 3, it gets us 4. Oh, okay, that is because these two are sharing the same date. Okay, that is because these two are sharing the same date. Now there is something called these aggregate functions. So let's have a look at them. There are 5 or 6 of them, which is minimum, maximum, count, sum, and average. Uh, what can we, products maybe, and then we have price over here, and we have shipper ID over here. Okay, yeah, this might be the ideal one. Maybe in one particular category, what is the average price? Let's try to figure that out. How do you get average price for a single category? Okay, let's try to do that. So this will get for all the products, just it will get the minimum price. Okay, first let me use this, and this will get us the minimum price, which is 2.5. Now let me use something called group by. This is the one. Group by, and let's group it by the category ID. So okay, let me show what group by would do. pivot table example is over here. Okay, yeah, this is the one. So, oh, why this is a video? How do I pose it? Let me use some other example. What is there on scalar? Okay, yeah, over here you can see these sales. This is a pivot that is created in Excel, right? So what all things it have? It have apples, bananas, cherries. So these are different fruits. So they have pivoted based on the fruit. So all the people who have purchased apples are in one is one pivot. So this is group of all the peoples who have purchased apples. Then this is group of all the peoples, all the records, in other words you can say, who have purchased bananas. Then this is the group of all the records who have purchased cherries. Okay, like that is there. So now this will have group based on custom category ID. So it will have category ID 1 and it will be one group, something like this. So you can say this apples is category ID 1 and then this is that group. So these two records will fall in that one group. These 10 boxes into 20 bags, 12, 24 to 12 OZ bottles. So these two will fall in one group. And let's print. Yeah. Right now it doesn't show anything. That is because I think you cannot print what is being grouped. Now let me just copy it again and let's print what is there in the products. And now we have done the category. We have done used category ID to group them. And now in each category, let us say I just want to get the average prices. Okay. So how do we get that? I use EV's cheaper function. Okay, now we have got this, and okay, now I don't know which one was against which one. So I also need some product name. Let's get this as well. I think product name would not uniquely identify. Okay, let's print category ID itself because that's what it is grouped on. Yeah, so in the category 1, these are the average prices. Now let me just copy this and put it here. And let's have what is there in the categories table. Okay, you have categories and category name mapper, right? So now based on these ones, actually we want to get the name of the category. So I guess what should we use? Should we use join, I guess, right? If I use join, so what I can do is I can join this category table with products table. And once I do that, once I do the join, I can use this and then I can, instead of category ID, I can get category name. And that will be coming from which table? It will be coming from, I guess, categories table. And now I want to do the inner join or some join. Let me do inner joins itself. And that is on PRODOCTS table. And what is the condition that I want to join on? I want to join on category ID. And category ID of products table must be equal to category ID from the other table. Which was the other table? Yeah, categories was the other table. And this price will be coming from our products table. Okay, this produces an error. I was thinking it will produce an error. Okay, that it is getting from products. It is getting this from that. Okay, let me start from very basics, and first let's just do inner join. That was a bit of complex query that we wrote, which uses these aggregate functions and the joins as well at the same time. Okay, so let me just first do the inner join on products. Okay, what was the earlier query? This was the earlier query. Let me change it to star. And yeah, let's see this one. Okay, that is also not available. Oh, okay. Now I got it. It should be categories. I don't know what is problem right now. Let's replace it with a star again, and let's run this bit of the code. Okay, this works. This works. This whole table is not visible to me, so I cannot see it completely. But it works. So definitely some problem is there with this thing. And price is there, so products dot price and then category name. Okay, so let me ask this guy. Or let me just give the query. Can you are almost there? The SQL query you have written is logically correct, but missing a group by clause. Oh, we don't have a group by clause, is it? Okay, okay, that's why. Yeah, now I have got these things. I did not realize that I have removed group by. So now it have grouped by beverages, and in beverages we have average price of 37.979 rupees. So on an average, this is price in this particular category. So like that, we are able to get the information. And then if you can change it to minimum as well. So this is for minimum in different categories. What was the other functions that were there? Sum. Sum doesn't make sense. Average price makes sense in a particular category. Sum, does that make sense? I don't think so, but yeah, you can do that as well. These are the different functions that you can do. And then this count also makes sense because it gets you how many products are there in that particular category. For example, produce have only five different products, whereas seafood have 12 different products, and then confections have 13 different products, like that. Okay, and even is that clear so far what we have talked? Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes, you are.
Okay, okay. Okay, so now we have looked at what his use of order by as well. Let me see if there is something important which is for select. Generally, what happens is we want to select most of the time instead of in our course at least we don't have anything that requires you to update something. We mostly have select itself. Okay, and we don't have anything that requires you to update something as well. What is wildcard? Okay, wildcard. Yeah, that this is something that's there. So let's say customer name must start with a small a. Okay, then you can use something like this. So it will get the list of all the customers whose name starts with a small a. Okay, if you use this symbol, percentage symbol. Okay, so this is a percentage symbol which represents 0 or more characters. So this customer name can have 0 characters after A, or there can be more than 0 characters. There can be any number of characters. Then this underscore, it means there must be just one single character. Let us say uh, okay, something like this. Let us say if I want to match with the roll numbers, so roll number in our degree starts with something like 23F. Let me use my roll number 22F300252. So this is one roll number. Okay, it is giving some solutions. Now this must be fixed. This can change. These two are variables. So I use two underscore. That is one any one character, but these must also be digits. So I don't know if there is some way we can put conditions on it must be digit. And then these are 6 or 7. Well, yes, 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. So something like that I can put. This is for format matching. Okay. Then represents any single character within the brackets. Um, represents any single character within the brackets. Okay, this I could not quite get, but not in the brackets. It must not be there in the brackets. Within a specified range. Okay, how do I use this in? Um,
Any single character within the bracket, no? So it may be an or kind of thing. If it contains this, so vowels, वगैरह, no?
okay.
Pattern like describe a range of characters. Okay, that I didn't.
I mean, I also did not knew.
And we must have seen it, but we do not notice, right? Once our app works, we're like, okay, the code is working, do not touch it.
Yeah, so this is something that is new to me as well. That is for some range. So yeah, now I can put alphanumeric characters as well in this match. So this first character must be between what? It okay, our roll numbers start with 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, something like that. So it must be 2. So there is no, as of now, we don't have anything over here. Then the second one, it must be something from 1 to 5, right? Something like that you can form. And these can be any numbers. And this must be F generally. And some have D, S as well, diploma in data science, something like that. Okay. So this is what I can do. Represent an escaped character. Can you I think this much. Is not a standard for escaping characters or represent wildcard. However, you might be referring to an escape sequence like closes escape. Oh, these spatial characters. You can use it in this way. Okay. And then in. So in is for different values. Or like Ritvik just mentioned, I think he talked about 2 or 3 different values. What was that example?
This is what I was talking.
This is what you were talking, right?
I confused the bracket thing with the way we do it in Python, right? So in SQL we use it we do it this way. So I confused it with the other one, with the range one.
Okay. Yeah, so this is, I mean, this is intuitive, so there is nothing to explain in over here. Then between, if something has to be between these two ranges, this is, so in like, if you want to use, you cannot use it in like. We had this character, this like operator, right? Over here, it must be a pattern. And patterns are, these are the different patterns. There could be more patterns as well. But this between is different thing. It is for a particular value it is true. Okay, so this you cannot use with like. Okay. And then aliases. Okay, so this you can alias as id, because over here, if you look this count of price, it is aliased as price average. So average price is over here, right? I can alias as something else as well, count price or something like that, and it would change over here. Okay, and I can even alias this table as well as P1 or something like that. And now every time I use this table, I need to change these things. It must be P1 over here, P1 over here as well, and then it will work. And it is same result. But if you want to use these, if you don't want to type products every time, then you can use aliases. Then union. Yeah, okay. Okay, what is union? Can anyone tell?
Common between two tables.
Yeah, so common between 2 tables. Let us say you want to get information from 2 tables for the same column name, but you want to get the union. So it will basically have the distinct values for sure. So it is set union, you can say. In Python, we have set union, right? If you do union operation on set, it is equivalent of that. Okay. And okay, this is for union all, and there is one union as well. 2 or more. Every select within the must number of columns. The columns must
Means
have.
union means we select all the values table 1 and table 2.
Okay. Yeah. That is correct. It can have duplicate values as well.
Yes,
Whereas union will have distinct values, but it can this union all can have.
it allow duplicate value also.
Yeah. Okay, I won't be running any example on it because it is very intuitive.
Intersection has only common.
Where is intersection?
I do not know, but
Yeah, that is
we're
correct.
doing the maths exam.
That was in joins intersection.
Oh yeah, joins are intersections, you can say. Okay, is there anything else I need to tell about? What is any? Okay, yeah, any and all. Okay, so let us say you get a list of So this subquery, okay, it returns three or four different values, okay, and now for that particular column name, so if it matches with any of these four, how do I construct an example? Okay, let's say you want to get the information about a particular a customer from three or four different cities. If they are from these three or four different cities, then only you want to select them. I don't know, for whatever purpose you want to select. So this is how you can use any operator. If they are from any of these four cities, then you can select them. Okay, and then this is all. Mm, okay, what is all? Did I explain that correctly? True if any of the subquery value meet the condition. Any means so that the condition will be true if the operation is true for any of the values in the range and for all the values in the range. Mm, where do we use all? Basically, this is if that particular column name, and you also put operator over here, and we have operator over here as well. And then these are the operators. It can be equal to or greater than equal, greater than or less than. Oh, what is this symbol? Because greater than is a separate symbol. I don't know what is the symbol. What is this operator in SQL? Okay, not equal to. Okay, this is not equal to. And then what is this operator then? Oh, these are same. Okay, and then these are other things. So you will also have to put a operator over here. And comments and all these are. I
Both
think
are same.
which two? Yeah, these two are same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what GPT have told me. And this is for standard SQL, and this is also supported in most databases. This may not be supported in all databases. Okay, yeah, I think so.
But we use in Python now, not equal.
Yeah,
Means
this is not equal to of Python, but this guy GPT is saying that it is supported in most of the databases. Some database server might not support this, but this is a standard SQL, so it will be supported in all the databases. It doesn't matter which database you have, but this might not be supported by some specific databases. Okay, but both of them does the same. They have same meaning. I think this much SQL is what is needed. Yeah, and then this SQL Zoo, it have tutorials. If I go to select from world, oh, okay, that W3 school also had tutorials. So I guess over here you can type and then you can submit this query and you can see the results. For example, if I go over here, then it shows the results, right? So it is same thing, okay. On W3 schools also there are tutorials, and over here also there are tutorials. And these are the different things that they are teaching, like self join. Then what is this one? I don't know what is this one. Then it have some numerical examples, and I guess there are, I don't know what that is. And then some functions. So these are different things. If you want to learn about group by, join, select, values, these things are also there. Okay. This is another platform where you can use some tutorials to practice. and this was the database that we were not able to connect, and I don't know why if we were not able to connect. Okay, that is database of actually Stack Overflow. Some guy have created database from Stack Overflow table post, I guess. Because if you remember in this notebook, there were posts as well, right? I don't know how much for which all years it have information, but it is from Stack Overflow. Like, okay, see, over here it is trying to count how many posts are there. So on a Stack Overflow we have post, right? And then it have which all tags are there, then when that post was created, something like that, then what is there in the body, then I don't know what this honor means. I don't know about this as well. And then title, I guess that is about the title of the post. So like that, this database that had information about Stack Overflow. It had posts from Stack Overflow. Somebody would have scrapped from there. Okay. So anything you wanted to ask so far?
Sir, I have doubt things like I joined this May with some delays. Today we have seen about one that is this SQL.
Yes, so far we have just seen about SQL.
Oh, fine, sir. So it's related to GSX or Project 2.
It is related to GSX.
Oh, then fine, then fine.
Yeah, project 2 sessions we haven't started. First, so this would be the last session of GSX. Then we'll start sessions on ROE, and then after that we'll start sessions on project 2. What is deadline
Yeah,
for
fine, sir.
project?
8th August, I think.
8th August. Okay, yeah. Okay, then it is. We have good enough time. Okay, anything that you want to ask about SQL? I guess that much SQL is what you wanted to know. You wanted to know about what is subqueries, what are joins, because these are the most used things out there. Okay. And then the other thing that I planned today was about DuckDB. So DuckDB is also for running SQL, but it is for parallel processing. So if you watch this video, okay, in this video he have Professor Anand. He have executed queries using uh, without using DuckDB and also using DuckDB. So DuckDB, it will run queries parallelly. So whatever, if you have good computer, okay, so it will use all your codes. So it is much more faster than other tools, and it does everything in memory, and it is also efficient, okay, on disk operation. So if you watch this particular I mean, it does it in memory and then it writes it out to the disk, something like that. So it is faster than other tools like Pandas. If you watch this video, somewhere he have shown that DuckDB is 20 times faster than just using Pandas. Okay. So just go through this video. Okay, DuckDB is faster. It also you over here also you just execute SQL queries, and you can even use CSV files, JSONs, SQLite, and you can in CSV file it treats a column name as what do you call so if you have column names in CSV and we have column name in table database table as well, and in JSON also we have something like okay, let me keep it, and a JSON arrays, and this array have name, and then this name could be branch, and then something like age and then city or something like that. Then this is one thing, and then okay, these are another 4 or 5. So if you want to use this JSON, and now you can think of name as one column, age as one column, city as one column, and you want to get information about all the people who belong to Mumbai. In that case, you can also use DuckDB. And if that file is very large, huge, in that case, DuckDB will do pretty good job because it uses parallel processing, whereas Pandas does not have any kind of parallel processing. Okay, and it handles these different file formats. Okay, just watch this video. Okay, Professor Anand have compared Pandas and DuckDB. We have compared those two different things and how DuckDB is faster than Pandas. Anything you wanted to ask, you can ask.
Sir, I think that video is related to DuckDB, Parket, and faster processing related to that. So that instead of using this Pandas and default CSV format, we can use Parket, right?
Yeah, Parket is also another type of data storing file. You can also store table instead of CSV and JSON. You can store it in Parket. And I think he have used Parket example. Yeah, see, Parket is faster and smaller. So in this tutorial, he might have used Parket. I don't remember. I watched it very earlier, so I will have to rewatch it. But he have compared how fast DuckDB is than Pandas. DuckDB is way more faster than Pandas. Just watch this video.
Sir, can I ask you one more thing? Like, I'm currently enrolled to MLP also. There we are using this
Okay.
Pandas wala thing. Instead of using the default CSV, can I try integrating Parquet? Because thing is like when we're doing the submission, you know Kaggle, right, sir? Kaggle.
Yes, I know about cake.
Yeah. In Kaggle, when we're submitting, it takes a lot of time. So instead of using the default CSV, can you suggest using this Parquet? Or else will it damage my project flow?
I will have to see. Yeah, it allows you to use Parquet as well.
Oh, I'm just asking your suggestion because I don't know whether they're allowing. But better is if you ask the suggestion where we are using it practically, right?
I mean, you will have to experiment if it benefits you in terms of speed.
Yeah, sir, sure.
I mean,
Sir,
I
and
have.
one more thing. Yeah, yes. Proceed.
Yeah, I haven't tried, so I don't know about it.
Oh, fine, sir.
We'll have to experiment. But yeah, you can submit Parquet files. Okay, in submission, CSV. It usually that is what you use to upload. Instead of that, you can upload Parquet as well.
Yeah. Sir, and one more thing regarding this GSX, I tried calculating MAE mean absolute error in
Okay, yeah, I
all
am
the way
aware
to.
about that question. I will reply it on Discourse. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure. I'm just remaining, sir, because after this, a lot of thread have popped up, so I thought it was missed.
No, I know about your message. This was the one, right? Kirti Kirti Con, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if no more questions, then I will just stop sharing and I will answer of project one. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I will ask when can we make that repo public? Okay, for project one, we have one repo. I will ask when can we make it public. If there is no more things, I will just stop recording and close the session.
Okay.